What up, meal preppers? It's Bobby, and today we're gonna make my version of chicken and rice meal prep that is dead easy, really healthy, delicious, and best of all, Desi is gonna show you tips for making the best lemony herby rice ever. Because today we are making chicken cacciatore, a one-pot wonder with chicken, vegetables, and a tomato red wine stew and lemony herby rice. Perfectly cooked, fluffy rice loaded with herbs, lemon zest, and nuts. So if you guys like meal prepping and you like healthy, creative recipes, subscribe to my channel. I got new meal prep recipes every Friday, and I want you to join the Flav City community. In front of me, I have 10 pieces of chicken, 5 bone-on skin-on chicken thighs, and 5 bone-on skin-on chicken drumsticks. Anytime you get chicken on the bone with the skin on, yes, it does add a little more fat, but it adds a ton more flavor. Before we brown these guys off in a pot, I'm gonna season them with a healthy pinch of salt. And you guys, be a little aggressive here because salt will make the chicken taste even more chickeny. If that's a culinary word, it is now. It's gonna bring out that chickeny flavor and make it awesome. Let's crack over a good amount of pepper and flip it over and do the same exact thing. And I've noticed a few of you guys asking where I get this round platter for my raw chicken. I'll put a link down below on Amazon. I love using this for serving and for cooking. Now come back yonder. I'm preheating a large cast iron pot over medium-high heat. The cast iron is gonna help the chicken get really crusty. I'm gonna drizzle in about a tablespoon of oil. And that has to preheat for 2 minutes so the cast iron pot gets really hot. All right, let's grab the chicken here and then Desi get up in this pan. You want the pan to be hot because as soon as you put that chicken in, you want it to sear just like that. And Desi, do you know what the searing process is gonna do here?
Create a crust?
It is gonna create a crust. That crust is gonna deliver insane flavor. So now I can't overcrowd the pot here because it actually won't brown. What's it gonna do, Desi?
It's gonna stew in its own juices.
It's gonna stew in its own juices because you're really crowding the pan and bringing the temperature down. So put this aside, let this go for about 5 minutes. Do not touch it. Let it form a crust and we'll come back to it. All right, after 5 minutes, let's flip the chicken. Ooh, yeah, boy. That's what you wanna see, you guys. That is golden brown. All right, it's been another 5 minutes. Let's get the rest of the chicken out there. Look at that color on both sides, you guys. So much flavor, you're gonna love it.
Babe, why are you putting it on the same plate as the raw chicken?
No need to freak out, you guys. Everything's going back into the pot to cook for an hour, so this chicken still is raw. It's only brown, so I can put it back onto the raw platter because it's gonna cook for another hour later on. All right, these guys go down. Let's wait another 10 minutes total, and we'll move on. All right, you guys, 10 minutes later, the chicken is nicely browned. Look how much chicken fat rendered out here. I do not want my veggies cooking in a pool of chicken fat. It would be really, really tasty, but really, really bad for you. Carefully take the pot with some oven mitts and pour off all but maybe 1 tablespoon of chicken fat. Perfect. All right, and then I need Desi's help wiping that down. Desi?
With this bit?
Yes, please. The beauty of doing the chicken in there, look at all this schmutz. The French call that fond. I just call that sticky burnt down bits. That is gonna add a ton of flavor to our vegetables. 1 onion, 2 carrots, and 2 to 3 stalks of celery go in, immediately followed by 1 teaspoon of salt and a few cracks of pepper. This has to go for 7 minutes. In the meantime, for the rice and for the chicken, we're using a bunch of garlic. So we're gonna need 3 cloves of garlic for the chicken and 3 cloves for the rice. So just finely mince this guy. And Desi, why don't I wanna put the garlic in with the onions and the carrots now?
So it doesn't burn.
So it doesn't burn. Burned garlic sucks. So you guys, if you got that right, gold star. All right, let's wait a few more minutes and I'll pop this 3 cloves of garlic into the pot.
Babe, what does cacciatore mean?
Cacciatore means hunter style. So me being the rugged hunter that I am, hunting my chicken at Whole Foods is what's gonna represent this dish. Represent! All right, it's been about 5 minutes. I do wanna add a little bit of oregano to this. I think that'll kind of drive home the Italian flavor. So let's grab some of this. I'm gonna shake in, I'd say about just under 1 teaspoon here. Give that a mix. Now let's grab the garlic over here. We'll add that to the pot too. So a lot of times in cacciatore, the hunter style, you'll see tomatoes. Well, I'm just gonna use tomato paste because it is so intensified in flavor. And the key is honestly using more tomato paste than you've ever used before, maybe about 3 tablespoons, and then cooking it for 3 minutes. When you cook it, you actually intensify the tomato flavor even more, and it's gonna bring such a depth of flavor to our braise, to our stew. It's gonna be insane. All right, now check this out, you guys. I cooked the tomato paste for about 4 minutes, and look how intensely red it got. It's getting a little stuck on the bottom. Now there's tons of flavor on the bottom of the pan, which is why I'm gonna deglaze it with red wine. About a half a cup will do. And what happens is it gets all the sticky bits on the bottom and brings them up and releases a ton of flavor. So we're just building insane amounts of flavor here. All right, now so all the wine has evaporated. Now you can skip that step if you want, and it's not a big deal because later on when you add the chicken stock, all that delicious burnt on bits on the bottom are gonna come up. Now, nestle all the chicken back in here, and then we'll add some chicken stock. And if you don't have a huge pot like this is the point where you would brown the chicken in a cast iron pan separately and then add it back to this guy. And then I'm grabbing low sodium chicken stock. Desi, why am I using low sodium?
Because you want to control the amount of salt in your dish.
Yes, Desi's only heard me say that about 25 million times. I'm gonna bring it up to about 3/4 of the way of the chicken. Now to bring home those Italian flavors even more, I always have a bay leaf here. 1 leaf is all you need. Once the liquid comes to a boil, I'm gonna go on with the lid to the pot. I'm preheating my oven to 350 degrees, and I'm gonna put it in here for 45 minutes, and then I'll take the lid off and give it a check. In the meantime, Desi is gonna make us some lemony, herby rice that is fluffy with tips to making the perfect rice that will totally hook you guys up.
The first thing we want to do is preheat a pot with a little bit of oil. I'm using olive oil, is that okay?
That is good.
Okay, good. The next thing is we want to wash the rice. I'll just wash it with a little bit of cold water, and I'm doing that to get rid of the starch. See the starchy water that's coming off of it?
Why is that important, though?
So that the rice doesn't turn goopy.
Goopy. And stick to each other while it's cooking?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let me give you a bowl so you don't.
Okay, thanks, babe.
I don't want to clean it up afterwards. All right.
All right. In my pot, I'm gonna add some onions, chopped up onions. Thanks for doing that, Bobby.
You're welcome. I wear many hats around here.
So the onions are gonna add a real nice flavor to the rice.
How about some seasoning for those onions, eh?
Oh yeah, some seasoning. So a little bit of salt.
Okay.
Always salt at every step of the cooking process. That's what I've learned from watching Bobby cook for many, many years. To stay in the Italian theme, we're adding some oregano.
Okay, about a half a teaspoon looks there.
Yeah, just eyeball it.
Measure, please, don't eyeball. How about some pepper?
Some pepper. Oh, some cracked pepper. Why not?
Crack it up, baby.
Why not? More flavor.
That's right. We're all about the flavor.
So it's gonna sweat a little bit. And after that, we're gonna add the garlic. I'm not adding the garlic yet because I don't want it to burn.
I've heard that before, actually.
So it's been a few minutes. I cooked the onions and then I added the garlic and I cooked it for a few more minutes. And now it's time to add the rice. And I'm doing that in order to get it coated with all the oil.
Ooh.
And that's gonna make the grains separate and not stick together.
And I think it also gives it a toasty, nutty flavor, right?
That's right, babe. Forgot to say that.
That's what I'm here for, don't worry.
So you know that the rice is toasted when it's turned this pearly white color.
Yeah.
Just like Bobby's teeth.
That looks good.
All right. And next we're gonna add some peas. I like these fresh peas this time of the year. How much should I add, babe?
Desi loves peas, so you do whatever you think you want.
All right, I'll do half
Okay.
of the container.
So that's going to be about a cup total. You can also use frozen peas, but they have the spring peas at Trader Joe's in the markets now, so I would definitely grab those. See, I told you she loved them.
And then I'll just add
Talk
a little.
about the tip, though, for the water.
Okay, so this is Bobby's tip for making rice.
It's Bobby's tip, right?
This is Bobby's tip for making rice. He likes to add a little less than 2 cups of water.
Right. 1 cup of rice, just under 2 cups of water. will make it really light and fluffy and not soggy. Perfect.
And it just started boiling. I'm just gonna add a little more salt because the water is bland, the rice is bland, and the peas are bland.
Oh yeah, season that bad boy.
Yeah.
Ah yeah, I like that.
Then just lower the temperature down to low, slap on the lid, and wait for about 20 minutes.
Sounds good, I'll see you then.
It's been 20 minutes and the rice is done. What we do is use this fork to fluff the rice. This is another Bobby tip. That way you don't smush the rice grains. All right, so now to garnish it, we do a little bit of lemon zest.
Are you obsessed with zest too, Desi?
I am obsessed with you.
Aww, big score there.
Okay. A little bit of parsley. Is that just parsley, babe, or some other herbs in there?
I like how you just leave it up to me. Yes, that is 100% parsley.
Okay.
See who does all the work here, you guys?
Yeah,
Just so you
Bobby
know.
does. I just pretend.
You look pretty though.
And some chopped hazelnuts from Bulgaria.
That's right, from Desi's mom in Bulgaria.
Yeah.
Because she knows I'm a crunchaholic.
Thanks, Mom.
One last mix up. That's done, and then let's check on the chicken. Oh, you guys, let's pull that out. All right, you guys, check out this pot here. The chicken is done. It's bubbling away beautifully. The color on that chicken is money. If you're not sure it's done, just put a fork in it and kind of twist the meat. If the chicken feels really tender and pulls like that, it's done. Now this is crazy hot, so let it sit in its juices for about 15 or 20 minutes. It'll cool down, it'll stay nice and moist. Then we can build our meal prep containers, and then we can get this deliciousness in our belly. Before I build my containers for the week, I thought it'd be nice to plate an actual meal on a real plate to show you how nice food can look when it's not inside a glass meal prep container. So what I would do is scoop a nice healthy portion of rice on the base here. And then take the thigh. For me, the thighs are the money pieces of chicken. I absolutely love these. Now I love to garnish with the same stuff I used in the dish. So a little bit of parsley around the plate, a little bit of lemon zest, and then a little bit of hazelnuts for that crunch factor. Don't go away, Des, get over here. Okay, and that is how I would plate up this dish. If you have family style like this, it's just sexy, yo. But I'm gonna have this one as soon as we're done. The other ones are for my containers. So for the containers, let me really quickly do a big old scoop of rice in the corner. And then I'll put another chicken thigh. Look at the difference between the meal prep container. Okay, cool, take it to work and everything. And this sexy plate that you put down for a date, your boo, anyone. That is really cool. Let me build these other 4 containers and get right back at you. My meal prep containers for the week are done. And you guys, if this chicken and rice does not get you excited like I am, check your pulse because you might be dead. All right, I gotta tuck into this chicken because it is screaming my name. Look how tender this chicken is. I barely even need my fork right now. It's so good. I gotta chase it with some rice. Desi did a good job. That rice is lemony, crunchy from the hazelnuts. That chicken is moist, juicy, tons of flavor from the veggies and the red wine. The beauty of this meal is the rice and the chicken can be stored in the freezer for 2 to 3 months or in the fridge for 5 days. Preferably heat it in the oven. You could also do the microwave. The macros and the recipe for this are down below. Big ups to Desi for making the rice. If you want to see 2 other videos, check out the ones below me. I'll see you next week. Until then, # keep on cooking.